Hi, my name is Bruno Guiduli, and I will be presenting about the controversy surrounding the World Cup in Qatar, as well as a few takeaways. I am interested in this topic because I've been watching and playing soccer my whole life, and I've been able to see the effects that the game has on myself and those around me, and how it can bring people together. To me and to many soccer lovers, it is much more than a sport, and I think the reactions to the World Cup in Qatar emphasize that. Soccer brings together so many different cultures who differ in so many ways of life, but they all come together to enjoy a game. Sometimes, however, the World Cup can become an issue of much more than just soccer. Before I begin, I would like to give a brief overview of what the World Cup is. It's the biggest soccer competition in the world, and it occurs every 4 years in a new location, in a new location each time. Brings together 32 nations from all over the globe to compete against one another for this trophy. Our World Cup has brought up a multitude of issues, and an in-depth discussion of all of these could go on forever. But I'd like to touch on a few issues surrounding this year's tournament. There's been a lot of speculation of corruption between the Qatari government and FIFA, the International Federation of Association Football, and Qatar winning the rights to host this year's World Cup. A lot of the suspicion has been about the potential bribing of officials to win the rights to the tournament. And due to the amount of frustration towards the World Cup being held in Qatar, many people have wished for a deeper dive into the suspected corruption. Migrant workers have also played a pivotal role in making the World Cup possible, but it's been at quite the cost, with a lot of reported deaths and even more deaths speculated about. Another major issue that has been discussed is the belief that Qatari organizations have been paying for fans to come to the tournament, and paying for airfare and to go to games, but also in doing so, those fans must attend specific media events to promote the World Cup. Also, there has been a lot of controversy surrounding Qatar's views on the LGBTQI plus community, as same-sex relations are illegal and protests against these government beliefs are frowned upon. And lastly, the World Cup is normally played in the summer, but this year is being played in the winter due to Qatar's high temperatures. This has frustrated a lot of fans and disrupted many club schedules across Europe. World Cup brings with it an exciting time of year, but many don't realize just how much work had to be put in order to make this event possible. Migrant workers in Qatar make up the majority of the country's workforce, and totaling at about 2 million people, that's about 90% of the entire nation's population. They played a huge role in creating all the infrastructure needed in order to host this year's event. New hotels needed to be constructed, new train systems, new airports, and new stadiums as well. However, these workers did not receive the best working condition. They were subject to high temperatures and very low pay. This has caused many speculation surrounding the death toll of all these workers while constructing the stadiums. Qatari officials state that the death toll is only around 40 people. However, it has been speculated that this number most likely reaches well within the thousands due to the working conditions provided and just how long it took in order to make this event possible. Homosexuality is illegal in Qatar, but the Qatari government has allowed for same-sex couples to come to watch the games. Pride flags are also allowed within the stadium. However, security officials have warned that they might take them away from those fans in order to protect them. Also, recently, One Love armbands, which are supposed to be worn by captains of different teams at the tournament in order to promote diversity and inclusion, have been banned by FIFA. This is because FIFA does not allow for any equipment to support any political messages, and since Qatar's government views homosexuality as illegal and frowns upon the LGBTQI plus community, this would warrant that response by FIFA, and might lead to certain sanctions and even a yellow card by simply wearing them at the start of the match. This brings us to the idea of different cultures. When people travel the world, they experience new cultures and they're expected to show respect to these new laws. However, this is a global event that fans are wanted and encouraged to come to. Qatar is among the minority the minority of nations in terms of their views towards the LGBTQI plus community. And because of this, it seems that the world's game does not adequately represent the world. People are not allowed to represent themselves or their beliefs on inclusion for all because it has been deemed as unsafe or warranting of sanctions. I believe that if countries place a bid to host major world events, then in doing so, they expose themselves to potential protest against their views on the world. This is a quote by Major General Al Ansari, which seems to sum up Qatar's viewpoints on all of the controversy going on. Qatar does not hold the same values as other nations and parts of the world, but they urge the fans to simply focus on soccer rather than any politics or issues surrounding the games. They wish that fans would simply attend the matches and enjoy them rather than cause more controversy by attacking their politics and their government and their nation. The president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, also made a statement urging teams competing in the tournament to focus just on soccer rather than other issues at hand. However, in today's world, it is impossible for soccer and these major tournaments to be just about the sport. The World Cup brings with the world's gaze. There are over 1 billion viewers, and they come from all over the world. It is the perfect place for demonstration, and this has been a frequent occurrence. These protests are there mostly to settle human rights debates and other disputes. Specifically, in the past few World Cups in South Africa in 2010, guards protested for higher wages, and Brazilians in 2014 advocated for the government to be spending more money on hospitals and education and other necessities for the people of the nation rather than to simply host the World Cup. And most recently in Qatar, many have promoted for the boycotting of the event due to all of the issues surrounding it. I'd like to give credit to my friends for listening to my presentation practice and for my dorm room couch for providing me with a comfortable workplace while I constructed this.